be like, he doesn't love you. So then if you give your body to him again and he doesn't love you, your feelings are going to be hurt.
Every time.
All over again. And you're going to be mad you did it, and now you wallowing in self-pity and guilt. How about we just skip that part? Mm-hmm. So now I've included things like body movement to work out that tension when my hormones are screaming for that affection. Because honestly, y'all, people, I think, confuse love with affection.
This podcast was produced by B. Haywood for Confirmed Podcast Network. Confirmed.
Hey guys,
welcome back.
Welcome back to We Them Girls Podcast.
Yes.
That girl Mel here,
Annabelle in the cut,
and we got a guest today.
Yes, the guest.
This lady is this young lady. Well, this young lady is so just dope of a black woman. Y'all, she's a mother.
Yes.
She's an entrepreneur. She's a host.
Yeah.
She's an author.
Oh, yes.
She has what would you call your classes? Your
I call them body
movement class instructor.
Yeah.
Her name is Angelica Williams.
Hey, y'all. All the cameras.
Put the round of applause in there.
Yes.
We are so excited to have you
I'm so happy to be here after everything that it took to get here, literally. Y'all, my car wouldn't start, but we figured it out.
Because the Lord wanted you here.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
The Lord wanted you here.
The bottom line.
Things happen in life.
Yeah. But we're here.
But we push our way through.
That's right, because we them girls. That's the bottom line. We them girls. That's the bottom line.
But we're going to get it started with a little icebreaker.
Okay.
This is just a new card game that I ain't even looked at none of these questions.
I have. Okay.
So we're going to ask each other
Okay.
a question that's on the back of these cards.
I love it.
You want me to start?
You can start. Because she, I think, picked them out.
Okay, so this is messy. Okay.
Who has money but always acts broke?
Niggas.
Jesus.
Oh. Well, if that was the case, because I think some of them actually do be broke. I think a lot of women have money.
Okay.
But act like they broke when they get with or around niggas so that they can spend the niggas' money.
Yeah. Don't let them know how much you have.
Yeah.
Because then, depending on who he is, he'll turn around and ask you for money and treat you like the sugar mama. And now you take care of somebody.
Okay, big money.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't want it.
No, please.
I'm trying to get money like you. No, you should have been having it. Now you trying to get
all
some.
the money.
Please.
Get some.
Should have been had it. I love it. I'll go next.
Okay. You can read it. I think it's like 2 questions on.
Okay.
Or maybe not yours. I don't think.
Now, which is the better song? Back That Ass Up or Wipe Me Down?
It depends on I think it depends on the level of drunkenness.
You're right.
And the function.
You're right. You're right.
Wipe Me Down?
I enjoy Wipe Me Down.
Wipe Me Down's always going to be a day party.
But
if I'm trying to shake some ass.
It's universal.
Yeah.
Even Caucasian women hear it and lose their mind.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's universal.
When you hear that for the 99s and the
Thank you. And that's the thing. Your ears is going to perk up. You're going to see everybody around you perk up.
That's my point. I think that's the answer, right?
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Universally, everybody knows.
You're right. A person cheats on their spouse with his or her best friend.
Well, I didn't know it said that.
Who should he be most mad at?
Huh?
What?
What's the question?
Most mad.
What's the top one say? I think I read the top one.
Yeah, I don't like that one. If a person gets cheated on and they cheat back, is their cheating justified? That's a good one.
Why you just didn't leave?
Right.
Right.
Look at time for that.
I don't feel like 2 wrongs make a right.
And why are we going to do tip for tat?
Yeah, just leave. Because now what? Yeah, now y'all starting a cycle of ticket.
Right. Now we're in an open relationship.
Like, well, you did it. You did it first.
At that point.
Yeah, it's a little childish at that point.
Now y'all knock everybody out.
Just leave. If you mad, leave.
Cause cheating back ain't ain't gonna save the relationship.
No.
Like, so what's the point of doing all of it?
Just leave.
Yeah.
And start your new life
Start a new life.
without them. And let them see that it's without them. That'll be fine. Maybe.
Or not.
Yeah, maybe not. Either
way.
Maybe not.
Y'all
It's gonna grow.
Period.
It's not your business.
One of us is gonna grow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. I like this. Okay. It's cute.
Yeah.
But we didn't even argue. Y'all understand? We didn't argue. Let's argue.
Because somebody ain't gonna agree with you if you play with enough
You
people.
right.
Yeah.
You right.
For sure.
You right.
Yeah.
That was very civil. I like that.
Just something to kind of.
Yeah. She's breaking out ice a little bit. Is that a young girl thing?
It's a
Lock it.
Yeah,
It's a young TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we grew up in the 90s, and I think this was in back then. Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Make sure.
If we do that, they'll be like, "What are you doing?"
because now it's
Okay. I got it. Okay. Okay.
So we have a segment on our show.
Yeah.
If you are OG or you are loyal, then you already know what the segment is called. It's called Free Yourself.
Yeah.
So if you gotta get anything off your chest, if you got a praise report, you got something that's just really been grinding your gears.
it's something going on over here. My bad.
Look, your earrings.
Yeah.
My hoops are a little bit too big too. They've been getting caught. But yeah. Just this is your chance to free yourself.
What's grinding my gears is the state of this country and the Caucasian white supremacists that just don't like black people for what reason? Like,
It's crazy.
what did we ever do to you all for you all to have such disdain and for you to continuously come after us generation after generation to destroy what we've built? I, for the life of me, don't understand. Like Rayshonda Lockhart just said this on her TikTok. She was like, "What did we do to y'all?" And I'm sitting here like, "What?" We went, like when we talk about Black Wall Street, we went and built our own, and y'all came and did what you did.
I think if they never saw us as a threat, it wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's like y'all can get to a certain level, but don't get
Ain't that crazy?
like don't do too good.
That's crazy. That's
Because
so
then I'm gonna see like you a little bit too close to doing better than me, and that just don't work for me.
and like y'all said, separate but equal. So then when we get to the place where we passing y'all up, y'all like, that's insane.
Yeah.
So that grinds my gears because it's coming out. Thank you. It's coming out in the policies. It's coming out in the laws. You all have to put those markers in place and those barriers in place. And that to me is sick. And sometimes I just wish every black person in this country could disappear and go to a place that benefits us, and y'all can sit there and fight with each
I
other.
wonder what the world would be like if they had to just live amongst each other.
I would love to see it.
It would probably be a crazy mess.
I want to see it. I want to see what it's like to where the people they oppress that make them feel powerful. Like, what if we just disappear and it was just them? Like, what would they do?
I think it's funny to see the ones that kind of cosplay as us with the hair and the fashion and all of that and the lifestyle, but would never in a million years want any of the oppression that we experience.
Not made for it.
They're
Because
not.
you see them in town hall meetings now, losing their minds. Like they can't handle it. Well, like, welcome to our experience. And y'all haven't even touched the tip. Wait till they start feeding your babies to alligators like they did us. Then what y'all gonna do? Like they can't handle a little bit of what we've been through.
Not even a little bit.
And I think for them, some of them that voted for the orange person, you know, I just think some of them are like, I just never thought.
That is what is baffling me. They're like, I can't believe. And I'm like, how though?
He's been making it plain.
Man said it. Well, I just didn't even do it. Okay, so what?
He proved to you the last time he was in office.
Yeah. Yeah.
That level of delusion may it never find me.
Had y'all jumping walls.
And was proud, calling yourself a patriot. I just, for me, that grinds my gears. And I don't know how these next 4 years gonna look. I don't know what it's gonna look like after.
You know, I said I just mind my business until then.
I'm trying to tell
I
you.
feel like it's gonna be a lot of us telling them to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, too, in the meantime, us figuring out ways to take care of ourselves without them.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take us learning what it looks like to build a real community where we are self-sufficient away from anything they provide.
I think people are on their way to that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I see people talking on TikTok about how to grow your own fruits and vegetables. And I'm like, That's what. But think about it, our ancestors came from that,
Right.
so I think it's going to force us back to what we come from, which is dope to me. I just that grinds my gears.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think my freak myself this week is going to be shout out to Doechii.
Oh.
Because Doechii is doing her thing.
Never sat down and like listened to her music, but I think I need to.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy
All
it.
right, let's do it then.
And I think because a lot of people are thinking that she just came on the scene randomly and now got all of this fame. And it's like she has been grinding for years. Like she's got videos talking about how like she just wishes that, you know, she could quit her job and just become so successful and do what she really loves to do, but she can't because she's got to work and she's got to pay all these bills and take care of people, blah, blah, blah. But how she was feeling like her job was holding her back from her real success and all of it. And now,
look at her.
To see where she is now,
look at her,
based off of pure talent, like
and talent's rare now.
Yeah, like she's actually very talented,
man.
And she got something to say. And so I think it's just so dope to see a young, dark-skinned, beautiful, talented woman out here just killing it.
Yeah.
And getting the things that she deserves now. Like, she's getting her things, and I love it.
I think she's setting the blueprint because it's like our girls are coming up now. And some of the artists in the spotlight are not good for them. They're just not. And I like that that's happening because the girls get to see that. And say,
it's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to check her out.
I think you should.
Yeah, okay. I will.
What you got, Dee?
My free myself is I have been paying debts off.
Yeah.
So
that's when you do the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's when you
look at you.
Just one.
Big Tyler hands. Okay.
Just truthful. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's been my thing for the last couple of years. I want to pay off these miscellaneous debts that I have.
Yeah.
And they're small. I just be putting them off because I be doing other stuff. But every like week, month, whichever one I decide it's gonna be, I just been like,
that's dope.
And I write them in my book.
Yes.
I've been highlighting them as I pay them off, and I'm like,
that's rewarding too.
I was like, man, I'm really doing this.
Yeah.
And then you see your money.
Yeah. That's like, an adult thing we were talking about.
Yes.
Started like we grown ups now.
We are grown ups, and I'm tired of being in debt.
Man.
Only debt I'm gonna have is school loans, because when they gonna get them back?
I made a payment on the student loan because I had some extra money, and the only reason why I did is because at the time, this was before what's the name got elected, and at the time because my degree is in public like social work. So at the time, they had plans in place to where if you're in like a public service degree, after a certain amount of time of paying your loans, you can get it forgiven. So that's why I was like, well, let me just start making little bitty payments, even if it's something. And now what they doing now, I'm like, so I shouldn't have paid this money. Because now...
Well, basically, we get to go to school for free. Because we all don't get that money back.
Man.
Period.
I just...
That's the one that I'm just not worried about right now.
No.
I don't even have the bandwidth.
My car's almost paid off.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Like, student loans, y'all just gonna be, I don't have a mortgage or nothing like that. So I just want to pay off the little debts and my car. School loans, I'll figure out another thing. Because I do want that one gone too.
Me too.
But it's just not gonna be right.
I don't want them to garnish checks like once I do start working after my degree. I've heard like, you know, if you don't pay your student loans, they'll garnish your checks. And I'm like,
deferment.
Yeah.
Fill out the papers.
Yeah, because I want to pay it back.
Yeah.
You can do as little as $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
There we go. That works. I like that. I do $250 this month. $275 next month.
Man.
Dang.
For real.
My mom said she didn't have student loans in college, which shows you the times are different.
Yeah.
She was
The
like,
fact that other countries can go to school for free.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes.
We don't get nothing free.
No.
Capitalism and individualism. That's what they care about over here. Again, that power you're talking about. Power. They want power.
Moms get off for a year.
And the daddies too.
For real?
Baby, yes.
I didn't know it.
Check out Netherlands and Switzerland. Ireland, like those kind of places, the daddies get it too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Never knew.
It's crazy.
And they call it the land of the free. I wonder why.
Who's free? Who?
Like, if there's immigrants and stuff that try to go to other countries.
Oh, that's a good point.
You know? Because everybody be wanting to come
to
here.
America,
What are y'all thinking about?
And then be oppressed.
Or do y'all know y'all are walking into oppression?
I don't think they know.
No.
What are they looking at to make them think, let's go to the Americas? Because I'm not lying to y'all. The top of this year, I was having like anxiety attacks when I kept looking at the news. Because I'm like, I don't like living here. I remember looking on Google at how much does it cost to live in Britain? How much is an apartment in Britain? Or how much does it cost to live in Lagos, Nigeria? I'm so serious. And like the main thing I've been researching when looking at other countries is what are the social issues there? Because that tells you the shape of the country. Because I typed in the social issues in the United States and number one was regular racism and poverty. And I'm like, oh, okay, what about other countries? And I'm wondering, are they doing that same research?
I don't think so.
Like, what are y'all thinking about?
They're ignorant to it.
Yeah, I think they probably, there are stereotypes that they hear about.
Because even when we go to their countries, they tell us not to give them a certain amount of money because they think we rich when we give them too much money.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they was telling us, like, when we went to Punta Cana, like, not to tip them more than, like, $5 or something.
Why?
Because it's too much money.
What is too much money?
60 of theirs.
But why is too much money a bad thing?
Well, it can't be a blessing to somebody if it's not gonna hurt me.
Correct. So why does it mess up their economy or something?
I don't know.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
And they say it when you go to a lot of different countries and stuff. Yeah, they think we live a rich life.
No, honey. No, we don't. We don't.
Yeah.
I heard a quote the other day. They said poverty is expensive. Living in poverty is expensive because you pay it up, and so you make it up in so many different ways. Like the fees. Like let's say a person does not have a bank account, but they get a check. The amount of fees they have to pay to cash it out, like transaction fee, it adds up really quick.
Yeah,
I'm like,
all the fees add up.
Man.
The bills add up. Everything.
yeah.
Sick of it.
I'm tired of it, Lord.
Let's go get us a dual citizenship.
I'm trying to tell you, I've been researching. And I've been seeing on TikTok, you can see Black people that are relocated to different places. Yeah. I've been seeing Black people relocate to Thailand, different places in Japan. I did see a Black lady relocated to Switzerland.
I'm just saying I want to visit Switzerland.
She was just talking about how, like, she likes it over there. Yeah, it's a thing. A lady I know personally, she was in Georgia not that long ago. She just moved to Indonesia. What's the Bali? There's a lot of Black people are moving to Bali, and she like walks people through the process of because they said there's a lot of legal things you have to do before you relocate. And she was walking people through like the legal process to relocate to Bali, and she was breaking it down, and I'm like.
Yeah.
Jeez.
My thing is always like with us doing hair, like how that will work.
Oh, right. I think about being a parent, period. Like my son in transition.
Yeah.
Too much.
It'd be a lot.
It's too much. But that's a good point with hair.
Because I don't know what their schooling is like.
Wow.
Well, on a lighter note.
Yes.
Congratulations.
On.
You have been nominated.
Man, yeah.
In 3 categories.
I was like, what?
And it's the Black Owned Business of Excellence Award.
Yes, ma'am.
That is a dope.
I was like, what? Because the lady that owns it, shout out to Key, hey, she said, congratulations on your nominations. I said, what?
Go sit down.
What's the different categories that you're nominated in?
Author of the Year.
Dope.
Self-care business of the year. That's the body movement. And then clothing line of the year.
Dope.
Pretty peculiar styles whole vibe. I'm like, what in the world?
That's amazing.
Whoever did it, thank you. Thank you.
So is there, is voting and stuff?
Voting is still open because she had to extend the awards due to the weather yesterday. The awards are supposed to be yesterday, but she did not want people to get wet.
Okay.
Which is really considerate. Thank you,
Yeah,
Keisha.
because it was a tsunami.
Oh my goodness. So she moved it to April 12th, I believe.
Okay.
So people still have time to vote. I know the categories are long, so if you do choose to vote, please be patient. Because she wants to make sure she highlights everybody.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to leave anybody out. Just because she does forgive voting restrictions and nomination restrictions also. So if you do vote, yes, it is long. Be patient.
Yeah.
Love you. Thank you. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Man.
Because so I met Angelica a long time ago.
Oh, right. I just got here, I feel like.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
St. Louis, Missouri. 314 they just passed. And we celebrated St. Louis, Missouri, honey.
That's right.
Yes, we did. I saw a post yesterday. They said the whole world's coming to an end. STL just outside.
As y'all should be.
Just outside. Just outside.
Celebrate.
Yes.
But yeah, I think I met you through my mom.
Yes.
Cause she always she'll be like, I got a new daughter in Christ. I'll be like, girl, who is it now?
I love that.
And so I met you through her, but I was telling Deanna about when I went to your body movement class.
Yeah.
Y'all, I was in this like extremely like dark place. And at first I was saying that it was seasonal depression, but I had experienced seasonal depression before, and that just felt different that time. I was like, it's something else.
Yes.
And so I was like, I need something.
Yeah.
I was just like searching, and I had posted something on my story.
Yes.
And you responded with your body movement class, and you was telling me how when it was and how I could register and all that. I said, send me the link. And as soon as she sent the link, I signed up and I went, and it was just me and you and her.
Yes.
And when I say it was probably the most transformative experience in my like adulthood at that time. I was like, I went in there and I sat down on that yoga mat, and she said, put your hands right here. And I did that. And I said, well, I feel like I'm gonna cry.
And what'd I say?
She said, and that's okay. I said, we ain't even done nothing yet though.
Literally, it was just me and her and my son, who was like little at the time.
It was so amazing. And we were talking about it earlier, and you were like, because a lot of women don't really take the time to just focus on them. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I think that might have been what that was.
So you had no distractions.
Yeah.
And you didn't have clients to work on, and you didn't have anybody to dial up, and you made it about Melanie. Mm-hmm. And whenever we make it about ourselves, we start to feel. And then when you start to feel, it's like, oh God, it's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up.
Immediately.
And it's the ugly cry that's coming up. Like, you can feel. And now, because of that, though, when people come to the class, I give that disclaimer before I have them start anything. Because that happened to another lady that came, too. She came, and I did not give the disclaimer because I was still new to it. And at the end of class, she was rolling up her mat, and I said, well, how'd you enjoy the class? And she was like, I said, you about to cry? She said, and she started crying. I said, well, can I give you a hug? And she let me give her a hug, and she just did that sobbing. That, you know, like people be at church and they're at the altar. And she just started crying. I'm like, okay, I got to start letting people know. When you start to make space for yourself and you start reflecting on how you really feel and why you feel that way, you can't help but just cry.
Because in the world, you don't got time to cry.
Yes.
You don't got time to do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I be telling Mel, I'm like, when I get time by myself to start crying, I'll cry for 2 seconds and then I'm getting mad because I'm crying. So
yeah.
Quit crying.
Yeah.
Go and just figure it out. Like, I'll cry about it later.
Yeah, and she didn't have a chance to do that in the class because I didn't let her get distracted. I did not let her get distracted. And when we have that space to where you got to sit in it, you just... it's hard to put to words. I was proud of you in that moment because I could tell you needed that for yourself.
Did.
And the way you were sobbing, I'm like, she's releasing a lot. She's releasing. And when you start to get to a space to where you can release, you function better.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, you know.
I felt so like, well, first of all, explain to them what your body movement class is.
Okay.
And what all it encompasses.
Okay, I'm looking at the camera. This one. Okay, because there's 3 of y'all. Okay. Body movement is comprised of deep breathing exercises. And the reason why I do deep breathing is because I need people to get that tensity down first. Mm-hmm. Before I start trying to make you move your body, I want you to just learn to calm down first. And the deep breathing does that. Mm-hmm. It makes you focus. It lets you feel what you're feeling in your body, but it just helps you get in sync with yourself first. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of deep breathing that can release anxiety, that can calm down depression, that can boost your, look, grief. If you're grieving, there's breathing that can help with grieving. So I like to teach people with I like to equip people with the practical skill of deep breathing because I have to use it as a parent. Mm-hmm. See, I just did that. I do it in real life. So teaching people, you don't got to cuss your kids out. Just learn to breathe for a second because you're teaching your children how to cope. Mm-hmm. You know, and then a part of the deep breathing, I add in stretching. And I did not discover the impact of stretching until I was forced to stretch. I had to go to pelvic floor therapy after I had my son. 7 months postpartum, and my lady parts were still a mess. And I was like, something's wrong. Mm-hmm. And the different stretches that they made me do at the time caused me pain. Mm-hmm. But as the pain went away from me getting stronger and my muscles doing what they needed to do, I noticed that there was like an emotional release connected. Mm-hmm. And I did not know till later, like researching, emotions get trapped all in our bodies. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when people are like, my neck just been hurting so bad, I'm like, well, last time you stretched and cried about it? I don't really cry. There it is right there. You know, when you start to move a certain way, it makes it easier for those emotions to leave. Like when you release tension out of your body, it makes it easier to release those emotions. So I teach people like stretching, and some of that may look like a yoga pose here and there, like child's pose, for example. But I teach people stretching, and then we just move our body. So we may do a little cute little 2-step, but I like to use music therapy to be a part of that. So I may play a nice 90s R&B. And everybody like 90s R&B. Mm-hmm.
I learned who Moonchild was from you.
Oh my goodness, did you?
Did. And I went to that concert when they came. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Everybody on the Moonchild.
It make you feel
it does. Yes.
And I had to teach a body movement class yesterday. When you listen to music that makes you feel good, you produce like dopamine and like healthy hormones. And like when you keep producing those hormones, your mental health is elevated. It's enhanced. Like some people get high to enhance their mental health, you know. Some people think when they're getting drunk, they enhance their mental health, you know. But when you are listening to music that makes you feel good, that's supporting your mental health. So with that and the moves that we do, a big part that I like to focus on is your pelvic area. A lot of people have no clue that trauma gets stuck right there. When you when you have trauma, and I'm looking at y'all. When you have trauma you have not addressed, it gets stuck right there. When whatever your daddy did to you, your first grade teacher did to you, whatever you've done to you that you haven't processed, it gets stuck and it affects how we feel. So a lot of the body movement involves like hip opening movements. Whether it's a squat that I'm making them hold. Like yesterday, I had the lady squat and swim back and forth. They was like, my knees hurt. I was like, I know. But when you open up your hips and your pelvic area, it makes it a lot easier to release. You know, so I comprise all that together for body movement. And I'm going to tell y'all, the people that like it the most are men. When the men come up,
men love stuff,
baby. When that man, my first student last June was a man. He was like, man, I didn't know I needed this.
Men love stuff. That's why we always say they need self-care too.
Yeah.
He was like, dang. And when I don't come to your class, I can feel it. I said, that's right. So I did a body movement workshop at ADP for their Black History Month. And there were 2 men that came. And before they left, they were like, can we do this on like a consistent basis? Like, we need you back. Because they started to feel the release. And I'm like, see, I like to make a space for men.
Yeah.
Because I don't make them feel like you need to do it this way and that way. And the man said, he was like, you weren't bossy to me. He said, you gave me an option on how to participate and you didn't force me. And he said, that made me stay. So when the men come and they feel their relief, I've had men that's like, swole coming to my class. I ain't lying, because they friends say, hey, come check our class out now. And they're like, I just want to see what it's about, homies, you talking about it. And they come on up in there. And by the time they leave, they be like, hey, I needed this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, good. I know
That's
you
what they
did.
sound like it. They need to release.
They need it. So I think for me, just seeing men and women come in and they get the release that they need, and then now they see it's helping them in other areas of their lives. So that's what body movement is. I have to implement it in my everyday life to function and cope, so I don't crash out, as they say.
Yeah.
And I like to use that as a tool. And then, like, too, and I don't mind being transparent, like pursuing abstinence, okay? Because when I got divorced, I was like, not on that. I was like, babe, I'm not sad. I'm not sad. I'm a lover girl.
Yeah.
Outside's not for lover girls.
No, it's not.
I found out real quick. Oh boy,
It is not.
Who handled that? Like,
because
divorce.
Because I kept, because I had to realize, like, well, baby, you're not married anymore. You know why you're not married anymore. You know what lessons you learned from that. But I did not apply those lessons to new singlehood. First of all, Angelica's he fine. You're not his wife. Just because.
Why do we do it? As soon as we see somebody we think we might like,
He the one. No.
and you envision your whole future.
Whole life.
You done made up a whole life with this man.
He fine. Oh, okay. He
What
fine.
else?
That's it. That's it.
else?
Sometimes he just fine and then you walk away. And I had to learn that the hard way because I only knew how to be like functioning in that wife capacity.
Yeah.
And I would get frustrated, like, why doesn't he appreciate these things? Well, he's not a husband, that's why.
Yeah.
And
That's true. You used to being a
I
wife.
was married for 9 years. So I think adjusting to the single life and still in wifey mode, I was like, girl, come on up out of that.
Yeah.
So I finally came up out of that. But now the abstinence I've learned from my protection has had to come with it. Because if it's good, I go into wifey mode again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, whatever do you need from me? What do you
For
need?
sure.
Whatever you want, I got it.
You think that's a woman? You think it's a woman thing?
I think I made it that way.
I feel like
I think he
when
made
he
it.
told us not to have sex.
That's
till
why he
marriage,
said that. That's why he said
that was a protection for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't listen.
Because if it's good, then you want to do everything for him.
For sure.
And if it's the wrong man, you don't want to do everything for the wrong one.
Yeah.
And I had to learn it. So now abstinence teaches you a certain silence of sit down and sit again with you. So when you was on that mat and you was doing that, abstinence has done that for me to where you get to feel everything and you're not entertaining anybody, so you can't be distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to sit with you. And it's helped me. It's helped me a lot just to, y'all, my son has done that to me multiple times.
Yeah. And I'll tell her once she don't listen.
She's like, Mom, you're not serious.
Like,
That's my son. But it's just taught me to be okay with me and then to learn me.
Yeah.
You know, so now I'm like, I don't want to give access to somebody
Yeah.
that doesn't even know my birthday.
mm-hmm.
Because none of them know my birthday.
You don't know my favorite color. You don't know what flower I like. You don't even know what I like to eat.
They don't
Well,
care.
you do know my birthday, but you don't even want to celebrate it like
You don't
that.
celebrate.
And what? You know I celebrate everything.
We celebrating life. Come on.
Once I was like, Angelica, quit picking the wrong one. Sit down. Just sit down, honey.
That's why I said, Lord, at this point, I'm just giving it over to you because I don't pick good.
When I admitted that, I was like, well, that's why I say he that findeth.
Yeah.
Let him find you and just be found doing what God created you to do, Angelica. Be found doing that. And you just be found going where he wants you to go. And when he sees fit, when he knows you are ready to do what he wants you to do, then that. But until then, I was like, okay, hands off.
How hard was it for you to decide to be abstinent?
I still don't like it. I'm going to be honest with you. I enjoy the benefits of abstinence. I enjoy clean test results.
Yeah.
I enjoy my heart not yearning for somebody that doesn't care for me. I enjoy the safety of knowing nobody's cheating on me. The 100% guarantee, ain't nobody cheating on me. I love it.
Ain't nobody playing games with you.
Ooh.
About what they
Jesus.
doing. And
I love it. But I'm a human being with the sex drive that God gave me. And I realized the more I work on myself and the more I get to know myself, the healthier my sex drive becomes.
So
So
that mean?
now it's not based on lust anymore.
Okay.
My sex drive before I was like, he got big arms.
Hey, girl, dang. Get
He got a big bag.
Okay.
Like, and he got a beard. He got a beard. That means he got good
He got a little
testosterone.
pepper in there.
That means he got good testosterone, which means he got good stamina, which means I don't think from that angle anymore.
Where do you be thinking from?
Now I'm like, well, now, how much can he? Because I've realized I'm not going to enjoy the act if I don't feel safe emotionally.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I realize I'm not going to get that from not 99% of y'all. Lust don't drive the ship no more.
Yeah.
So while my hormones, because I've differentiated between hormones and choice. Some of this is just biological. Ovulation week is hell week for me. And I've accepted that. The older you get, the worse ovulation week is. And that's fine.
I think that's what was going on last week. I was going through
ovulation week is like, because now your biology, because I don't think people understand, like, as human beings, God gave us an instinct to survive. And just like suicide is hard for people, because your natural instinct is to survive, stay alive. So the same thing for our sex drives. God gave them to us so we procreate and be fruitful and multiply. So when you don't...
Angry.
Yeah. So when you don't act on it, you're angry because you're like, I'm supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
My body says, and your body is correct. But I've had to learn my body doesn't know theology. My body doesn't know my beliefs.
Right.
My body don't care about no boundaries. She's like, girl, you need your back broke. Call him. And I'm like, no, he doesn't love us. He doesn't love us.
Right.
it is so true.
He doesn't love us. So then I'll be like, he doesn't love you. So then if you give your body to him again, and he doesn't love you, your feelings are going to be hurt.
Every time.
All over again. And you're going to be mad you did it, and now you wallow in self-pity and guilt. How about we just skip that part? So now I've included things like body movement to work out that tension when my hormones are screaming for that affection. Because honestly, y'all, people, I think, confuse love with affection. So when people's like, I just want to be loved. No, you want to be held. And that's fine. Affection could be a result of love. But I've learned, like, when your body is screaming for that, your body is just trying to reproduce. You get to decide, though, what boundaries you cross.
Yeah.
So now for me, I'm just like, well, that didn't work out too good. So now that I know it don't work out, I'm like, well, just sit still. Mind your business. Go stretch, go breathe, go run. And sometimes I legit cry. Sometimes I'll be like I'm mad. I'm choosing what's best for me, even though I'm going to keep choosing. It's just the discomfort.
Yeah.
It's like when you start working out, and you know all about working out. When you want the burger, but you choose the salad and salmon. When you really...
Go get the burger.
Oh, God, double cheese bacon.
I believe.
All of that. It's the same concept.
It is.
Like, okay, no, I want these results. If I don't eat right, if I don't rest, if I don't drink my water, my body's going to show it. And I've likened it to, Angelica, you don't like having your feelings hurt, do you? You don't like knowing you keep giving your body to somebody that don't care about you. How about you choose the salad and the salmon? Close your legs, go read a book.
Facts.
For sure.
Close your legs, go read a book.
That's good right there.
So and I count too. Like my therapist was like, "How many months are we?" I'm like, "Girl." She was like, "Okay." Put people around you that celebrate that, because we live in a culture that's so anti that. I will bully you if you say I'm absent.
Yeah.
Like,
you be like, "Girl, I ain't had none since." But girl, why?
They make fun of you.
Yeah.
It's
like I can do it. It's cool, but I ain't gonna count the months.
I think for me, I'm like, look what you did, girl. Look at you. I think when I count the months, I feel proud.
Better about it, yeah.
I feel like when people count their pounds or their inches.
Yeah.
It's like a sense of pride associated with it.
I've done it before, and I was like cool with it after a while, but it's like in the beginning, you don't want to count.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to count.
I have an app called Lively. And it tells you each phase that your body is in each week of the month. So when my hormones get to doing that thing, I check the app. And it was like, you're in your follicular stage. And that's right when that's when them hormones get to kicking in. So that knowing what my hormones are doing helps me understand you're supposed to be feeling this physically. You're normal.
Yeah.
Just because I be feeling like a werewolf. in the dang on woods.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, you're normal. You're supposed to feel that.
But that's the thing. We are normal.
We're normal.
And we go through so many things on the day, like all day. All day. Morning, noon, night, midday.
All of it.
Midnight.
All of it. And I'm
it don't make no sense.
It doesn't. That app keeps me sane because it lets me know you're supposed to feel this. You're supposed to feel that. It gives you foods to eat to help balance your hormones out. It'll tell you the benefits of those foods. It'll tell you activities to do. Like if you are in your menstrual cycle, it's like when you're bleeding, it'll tell you like, stay away from tight deadlines this week. Stop. Wear comfy clothes. Please don't do overboard. Go take a nap. So it like incorporating things like that make abstinence more, like makes it possible for me because now I'm doing self-care. Like, and then truth be told, like we do look for a man to give us that feel, but I'm like, well, right now I need you to be there for you. And it takes discipline, you know. It takes not being on social media a few days because sometimes stuff pops up on the feed and you have flashbacks. You'd be like, oh shoot, wait a minute. But I think for me, learning that balance of ways to give to myself, like I like buying myself live flowers.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do it this week. I looked at some roses last week.
Yeah. I'll feel good, and now I'm not thinking about what he can do for me. That's not to say I'll never appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I used to idolize it.
Yeah.
You know, I used to idolize marriage, and I can be honest about that. So now I'm decentering that whole idolization.
Yeah. I used to idolize whoever I was with at the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that until the last person that I was with, and I had to repent about it because I was like, dang, like I literally would go to him before I would go to you. I would I want his input before I want God's input.
Okay.
I'm thinking about him first thing in the morning instead of God. And didn't even realize it until I was starting to get closer to God, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Somebody else done took your place, and I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
So, I honestly think that's one of the reasons why God has me single right now. Because he's like, you have to learn to put me where I'm supposed to be.
I'm going to tell you why, and this is coming from a lady that was married for 9 years. And he's teaching me this now. The reason why we have to master and get good at cultivating self-love within ourselves is because when we get married, that doesn't change. When you get married, your husband is still not your everything.
Right.
And when you get married, you have the responsibility of giving to you first. Like when the Bible says that Eve was presented to Adam, he did not give Adam a leg of Eve or a fingernail of Eve. He gave him a whole woman. Just as our husbands, they're going to want a whole wife. Shout out to Chancellor for that's not a whole wife. They're going to want a whole woman, right? But he's not going to get that because he's building. I had to learn. So in being single now, I'm like, what habits can I implement to make sure I'm cultivating a whole woman? Because when I get married, I'm still going to be responsible for doing those same habits that help me cultivate being a whole woman. Because when you bring your life together with somebody, they're bringing their stuff to their life. You know, I was taking a bubble bath one time, kid you not. I had candles on and jazz. And God said, you see how content you are right now? You're going to do this when you get married too. What if your husband having a bad day and he can't comfort you the way you want him to because he had a bad day? You finna get mad because you feel empty now? No. Cultivate that now. What if your husband gets sick and he can't give you what you want in that moment? You still got to be able to give that to yourself. And then once God showed that to me, I said, okay.
It makes sense.
Okay. All right. Still an individual. You just coming together with somebody. So I think being single now, because I did ask God after I got divorced, I'm like, okay, so I admit I didn't do single right the first time. I was 19 when I started dating my then husband and got married at 22. 19, 20, 21, 22 should have been time that I gave myself to learn me, And I didn't even know to do that.
Right.
So I did ask God for a second chance at being single to do it right in a healthy way.
Yeah.
So when I get lonely at night, he was like, "Didn't you ask me so it's a second chance?"
I was just playing. I ain't mean like it.
I thought you said. I said, okay. So I think now just learning how to steward this singlehood and like really learn to walk with myself. Like decorating is such a big deal now because it like confirms me and what I like as a person. I'm learning that. Flowers, like we talked about, walking, journaling, watching Disney movies because I feel like a kid again. I'm learning what I didn't do before. And I'm grateful that I'm learning to maximize singlehood.
Yeah.
I am kind of a little worried though, like when my husband do come, what if I sad I am because I like being single so much?
And that is what I was talking to one of my friends, and he's married now, and I was just like, one thing that makes me nervous is that I've been single for so long, and I don't have practice necessarily in relationships for real.
Yeah.
So I'm scared that I might not get it right when the time comes, even though I know that, you know, once it does come, God will equip me with what I need. Yeah. But it's still like, not necessarily a fear, but kind of an anxiety a little bit. Like, I feel like I've gotten it wrong so many other times. Yeah. I don't want to get it wrong when the right one comes along, which I feel like if the right one comes along, it's not
that part.
I'm not going to get it wrong.
And I think the retreat I attended, Gracefully Broken, I voiced that to some ladies last night. And what they helped me understand is if you're doing your work, if you're getting in tune with yourself, if you're understanding like habits you had before that maybe weren't the best, and you're figuring out where those habits come from, and you're working at the root, when the right person comes, you'll even be in a place to where you're open to them working through that with you. Because I think we got this fear. I want to get it right. Getting it right may not mean not messing up.
Right.
But getting it right could very well look like letting your partner be your partner so y'all can learn to get it right together. And that takes vulnerability.
Because that's my thing. I'm like, I want to love the right way.
Yeah.
Like, we don't always have the examples.
Yeah.
And seeing it done wrong.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
And I think knowing like our pattern of doing it wrong, we don't know what right looks like. So I think that's where that anxiety probably comes from.
I'll tell you what, God has been so, he's just been having me in the classroom since I've been single. One thing he's teaching me, because you know we talk about femininity and masculinity. Like one thing he has revealed to me is he is so feminine in the way he loves us.
Yeah.
So I had to look up what does feminine even mean. And like all the characteristics were like kind, patient, loving, forgiving, gentle, nurturing. I'm like, that is so how he loves us. So then I'm like, okay, if I can take the blueprint of how he loves me and give that to myself. And then I give that to my husband. And then my husband give that to me. Even when mess ups happen, the gentleness covers that. And that's the fruit of the spirit too.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's just like we cannot let the enemy give us that anxiety. Yeah. Because we don't need it.
And you know it's from the enemy.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Because I think he doesn't want kingdom marriages at the end of the day. So it's just like I've learned, okay, Angelica, listen. When that bridge comes, you'll cross it.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, just keep working on utilizing that fruit of spirit in your everyday life with yourself, with your son. Because with my son, like he helps make me see if I'm really saved or not.
Well, it was when you said something about taking the bubble bath.
Yeah.
And so my thing is going to the gym. And I know just being in a relationship, it was always asked, well, why you got to get up and go to the gym? You can't lay here with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I get up and I go to the gym every day so I can be nice.
Yes.
And even whatever relationship that I'm in, you're going to have to understand, I get up and go to the gym so that I can be nice.
Yes.
Because if I don't get up and go to the gym, it's going to be a shit show.
Yes.
Like, I have to get up and go release. And that's my time by myself.
Yeah.
I can love on you in the meantime, me coming home, getting dressed for work. And then I can love on you when I get back home. But in the morning,
give me that. That's my time.
Don't talk.
Yes, sir.
and I'm going to the gym.
Yeah, leave it alone. And that's non-negotiable too.
Yeah, for sure.
It is.
And I'm learning to form those too. I'm learning now because I didn't have those before, and that's what helped me pick the wrong thing. So like those non-negotiables are a part of self-care. You got to say no. I need this time.
Yeah,
I
for
gotta
sure.
have it because I think a healthy marriage has those too. Yeah, but a healthy marriage has, babe, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
No, we ain't doing that. I think it's just practice.
Yeah. It's all practice.
Yeah, like the way we love ourselves, the way we receive God's love, the way we treat people around us, our spouse when they come, is deserving of that too. We be overthinking it.
We overthink so much.
Oh,
I think one of the biggest takeaways that I got, there were several, but one of the biggest takeaways I got from our body movement class together was just the whole concept of vulnerability.
Oh, yeah.
Because I realized that I had so many walls built up out of protection, but I got tired. And it got exhausting. And I was like, I don't want to do this no more. Yeah. Because at that point, it was just, I was asking myself, why are these walls still here? Like, you don't even really want them there no more, but you don't even know how to knock them down. And you were like, well, I think what you're wanting to be is vulnerable. And I was like, And I was like, that is so true. And you was like, in order to get there, you need to feel safe.
Yes, ma'am.
And I was like, oh, that was it right there. You was like, you need to feel safe, and you either said safe and seen or safe. It was safe and something, but the safe word was it. And I was like,
I'm soft where I'm safe at.
That's it. That's it.
That part.
That's been living in my head rent free.
The bottom line. That's the bottom line.
If I don't feel safe, you're never going to get a nice, like, I ain't going to say not a nice version, but you're not going to get, because my friends always tell me I'm so aggressive. You're never going to get a soft side of me if I'm not feeling safe.
Yeah.
Like,
I get the soft side all the time.
Y'all like this.
to tell something.
Y'all finish each other's sentences. Y'all like that. Y'all
You're not going to get that if I don't feel safe. And when you don't feel safe, because there was something too, was I heard something that when you have butterflies, you're not comfortable. That's an anxiety. I heard that too. Yeah. So getting butterflies, I
heard that too. Yeah, there's a calm you should have.
Yeah.
And that's why I do the deep breathing with people. Like, and I make them do it even when they're sick of deep breathing, because I need y'all to get used to feeling calm. So when you're not calm, you're like, uh-oh, I'm not calm. Like, one thing I'll do, and I'll do that with y'all. Y'all join in. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. And just hold it till it gets uncomfortable. It should soon.
Well, I work shoulders today. Does that matter? Because they hurt a little bit.
Y'all, when we get anxious, we naturally do this and we don't know it.
We sure do.
I hold so much tension in my shoulders.
Yes, when we get afraid, this can happen. But I want y'all to bring your shoulders down very slow. Don't rush. Slowly.
Mine are shaking.
Bring them down slow. Bring them down slow.
Brandon, are you moving your shoulders?
No, his shoulders didn't.
Look at him. And then relax. And I make them do that over and over. So then they get so used to feeling the relax. When their shoulders are back up here, like, uh-oh.
When I be
they're aware now.
Like after blow drying, or people ask me 1,000 questions, automatically I feel shoulders go, and I'm like, and I feel myself go, because I'm like, why are you asking me 1,000 questions? Like, just get your hair done.
But you're a therapist for them. They need that.
I can't today.
They need that.
I know my jaw is clenched too.
That's another one. That's another one. I saw one the other day where the lady went like this. And you just rest your face in your hand. It's gentle things like that help calm our bodies, because our bodies tell us you are not feeling safe right now. You're afraid, you're anxious, and we count these things as normal. But a clenched jaw, fists like this, sweaty palms, a lot of this going on.
At work the other day, and I just sat there and I just kept feeling myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just sat there until I wasn't deep breathing on, because I was like, I just need to sit here for a second.
Yeah.
Like, and I think I sat there so long that the light went off in the bathroom.
But do you know what that was called, though?
What?
We call that grounding.
I needed to do something.
Hey, we call that grounding. When you learn, and that was so healthy of you.
I have to.
When you ground yourself, and that shows you're self-sufficient too, because sometimes people have to use external things to ground them, where you use yourself. So big ups to you. Because some adults, I'm trying to tell you, most adults don't. Okay, I did one finger, y'all. Look, one finger. Most adults don't know how to do that, and you did not rush yourself.
Yeah,
you said you sit here till you feel better.
I couldn't. It was like, it was back to back. Saturdays are busy.
That's good.
And I got behind at one point, and I had already told myself I knew I was going to get behind.
Yeah.
Just because I knew I had added some people in different places, and I was like, but we're not going to get upset about it. Because I'll do that, and then I get upset at myself. But I was like, we're not going to get upset about it. Yeah. But I had ate. I hadn't taken a drink. I just need to go sit in the bathroom.
Yeah, that was healthy.
And I was like, I have to sit here. Yeah. And I was like, I don't even know if I had my phone or not, but I just sat there. Yeah. And then I was able to go back and finish the rest of the day.
Some people can't do that, though. Like, some people can't just sit there and quiet because it's so uncomfortable.
I love quiet. We meet so many people that don't.
Some people get so uncomfortable because quiet is loud. You're not grounded within yourself. So you got a lot of chaos going on in here. Quiet's the worst thing you can have.
People always ask me, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I just don't have nothing to say.
Because we'll have, like, people come in and any piece of silence in the air, they got to fill it with words.
That's good. Yeah, they don't know how to balance it.
Yeah. And it's like,
you're wearing me out just talking.
Please.
I'm telling you, and I'm a talker. I can talk. My report cards always said Angelica she's talking out of turn. She's talking too much. She just supposed to stop talking. I get why now, and I'm supposed to be a talker. But even in that, like, I have grown to like quiet. And I'm like, whoa, that's a signification to me. Like, I am grown in grounding myself. That's why I'm really proud, because it took me a lot to even get to the place to where I value that. And I think for us, like, learning those ways and what is healthy for us, and then staying there, it causes you to choose a better person. Yeah. It causes you to choose a person of higher quality, because you know the quality you set for yourself. And it's like, if you can't do this bare minimum, I know how to take care of myself, you take care of you, this not going to work.
Right.
You know, so, and that vulnerability piece is just learning how to be vulnerable with yourself.
And that was the biggest, because I think we had brought it up on the last episode, and I was like, I can't wait for Angelica to get in, because you helped me realize that I don't have to rush through my emotions.
Yes.
Because there's always going to be something to do.
Yes.
But when I started crying and I was trying to, like, sniff it back, and you was like, you wouldn't let me. And he was like, I was like, for some reason, I, like, judge myself for crying.
Yeah.
Or I, like, beat up on myself for crying. And he was like, why are you judging yourself for having a human emotion? And I was like,
yes.
I never even thought about it like that.
You're a human being.
You're a human being. And humans cry.
You're not a robot.
And why are you rushing through it? I'm like, because I got to get to work.
Gotta get to work.
We'll be there.
And the reason why I made you lay down is something happens when you lay down. When you lay down and you get to touching yourself, you are in touch with yourself now. And you just lay there. The first thing you think about is what you feel. So when you lay there long enough, you was like, I'm about to cry. What the fuck about to cry? You is about to cry. You about to cry. And that made me let out like, you just let it out. And I was so happy for you. I'm like, yes. Because if the world did that, we would be nicer. Like you said, that gym, we would be nicer if we knew how to sit with ourselves long enough to just feel. But people don't know how to work through it. And that's why I do the class.
Yeah.
Because like that moment I had with you, I was like, this is what I do. What I do. This right there. Like you got that space for yourself.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep.
Even being a parent, like your kids, they wake up talking.
Little brains.
Why?
Well, I am told as they get older, they go into their little modes where they don't want to talk anymore. I was told about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have.
As soon as they hit like preteen.
Yeah. The parents tell me, and the parents sometimes, I have had a lot of parents say they grieve the part where they talk their heads off because now your kid isn't talking and you don't know what's on their mind. You don't know what they're going through for real, and you're curious, like, are you okay? What's going on? What's going on? And they say the table turns.
Yeah.
Because now you're like, are you okay? And they're like, yeah, fine. Yeah.
Well, right now, I'm just...
I know.
Just give me a second. It's always just give me a second.
But you know what? That shows that she feels safe with you.
That's what I keep hearing.
She feels safe with you.
I read something about that, and there was a lady that said her kid never wanted to play in her room. She would bring all her toys to where she was. And she does the same thing. So I'm like, why don't you play in your room? Like, I spent 5 hours building.
She feels safe with you.
Dollhouse.
Yeah.
She don't play with it. Yeah. So do I need to bring her downstairs?
Cause I mean, think about that connection you've built with her. When them preteens come, if she does need to talk to you, she got a mama. When I used to teach middle school, my girls that had how do I phrase this? The girls that struggled with behavior the most, their mothers were incarcerated. I'll say that. Their mothers were incarcerated. So there was a certain nurture they didn't get. And they were like untamed animals in the way they regulated their emotions. So the fact that your daughter has you is valuable to her. Yeah. And there's a safety, you know, and that's how you know you're doing a good job.
Okay, well, good.
You're doing a good job.
That's what she told me the other night. She said, well, you were being mean and rude.
It's healthy. You're doing good.
She said, I'm going to go live with my daddy.
Go on over there.
I said, well, you get ready to leave tomorrow. I said, don't call me when you're ready to come home. She said, but I can come back over here if I need to. I said, no, you can't. I said, no, you cannot. I said, if you leave, you're going to have to say you can't call me. And she just looked at me like,
girl, don't
she said, well, if you weren't being mean and rude, then I said, well, if you wasn't throwing a tantrum about putting your shoes on the right feet, it just be little stuff. And I was laughing about it yesterday because I think of it randomly. Yeah. I'm like, it's a 5-year-old girl telling me that she about to go, 1, live with her daddy. 2, that she can come and go as she please. No, ma'am, you cannot.
I think our kids teach us what we're showing them. It was one time, one of my neighbors, he was like trying to flirt and I wasn't feeling it. And I was agitated because I'm like, my son is right here. Leave me alone. And I was very short with him. And we got to the car and then I started saying out loud how I felt. I was like, just leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered. I'm just with my son. My son said, he was just trying to be nice, Mom. No, he's not, son. You don't even understand what he's trying to do. But our kids reflect what we teach them, which is why I said you're doing a good job, because she didn't get that out the sky. She did not get that out the sky. When my son sees me agitated, he says, Mom, just take a deep breath and breathe in. He did. He was like, Mom.
You on you.
Yeah. He was like, Mom, just breathe. Breathe deep. I was like, okay, all right, I am.
That is hilarious, because your son was in the class.
Baby, he knows how to teach the class now. I've seen him get in front of people and be like, okay, breathe in.
Oh.
Breathe out. So I'm like, that's right, son. Because he might end up leading when he's older. Leading guys. I'm starting to see more on Instagram, black men.
I love to see that. Yeah.
And I'm like, yay. They're catching on. Because black men, specifically in this country, never got that space to feel safe. Yeah. That's why they don't show their emotions, because they mess around and get involved with an unhealthy young lady who weaponizes their emotions, and now they don't feel safe enough to share it. But it's like, if we can show men, then we're not doing it just to show them, but if they see us regulating well and dealing with our kids a certain way, and they know we value how they feel and we don't weaponize how they feel, then they will open up and they will be softer towards the concept of just being more vulnerable.
Yeah. When did you know? Because this is clearly your purpose.
Girl.
Clearly. I remember talking to my mom and I was like, you know somebody that I feel like is like walking fully in their purpose? She was like, who? I said, Angelica. She was like, really? I said, when I say fully, and it's so like unapologetic. Like, I just love to see everything that you're doing. When did you know that this was your purpose and you just had like the, I don't know, like the umption to do it?
Okay, so it's two P words. You got passion and then you got purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You could be passionate, like you care about something so much, like men in NFL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're passionate about the NFL. Mm-hmm. They're passionate so much that they say, we played today. You did not play. Your team played. You were not on the field, but they're passionate, right? Mm-hmm. I first had to release myself from the should-be's. Mm. So thinking that my purpose was going to come through like just straight college degree. Mm. I released myself from those constraints, number one. Mm-hmm. And then I think number two, I started to pay attention to what I was passionate about. I was sexually abused at the age of 6 by another child. Mm. And that caused a whirlwind of trauma for years and years and years to come. So much so that it affected my marriage in a very negative way. It affected my ability to be feminine. It affected my ability to be sexy. Like when I got married, I thought like I was going to be like Megan Thee Stallion, just like that. Mm-hmm. And trauma was like, no, absolutely not. And that whole journey of trying to figure out like, how do I tap in? Made me dig and dig and dig. And as I started to dig and dig and dig and started to see like the light at the end of the tunnel, I got excited. But then I was like, how many people are struggling with this too? Mm-hmm. Of not feeling like their best, you know? And I remember I was in JCPS 2020. Was that 21? Yes, 2021. The librarian was sick or something. And at that moment, I was doing another role. But the principal said, I need you to cover library today. And this is when they were pushing the carts from class to class because of COVID. Mm-hmm. And she said, I need you to be the librarian today. And I'm like, where are the lesson plans? She said, there are none. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to pull something out of my behind. I found a book on that cart that had yoga and the Torah. So it took Bible stories from the Old Testament, and it paired about 3 to 4 yoga poses with each Bible story. So like one was David and Goliath, and there was warrior poses. Mm-hmm. To show that he was a warrior, right? So I did, I think, 5 classes that day with that book, and the kids loved it. So the principal was like, the next day, I need you to do library again. Mm-hmm. I said, okay. So then I did library again. Day 3, I need you to do library again. I did the same thing. Day 4, I need you to do library again. So I did 4 days of the same lesson. That week, she called me in the office. She said, close the door. I was like, oh. She said, I just need you to understand that whatever you did with them kids, they're ranting about it. Oh. And I need you to do that every day with these kids. Aww. She said, you value socio-emotional health. Mm-hmm. You have experienced trauma as a child. You can reach them. Mm-hmm. So she cut me from the position that I was doing at that moment, and she created a new position for me. Where she let me decide what I teach. So I taught the kids social skills, because our kids lack it, because their parents lack it. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then at the end, I would do body movement with them, and we would do poses so they can release that. And I remember I got called to do that at a summer camp. Mm-hmm. And I posted that I was at the summer camp, and women started to say, well, when you going to do that for us? Mm-hmm. I said, so then I held one class, and I think like 8 women came. And the response I got from that, I was like, uh-oh, I think I'm on to something because they really like this. Yeah. So that particular summer, I tried to do the class one more time, but numbers burned out real fast because of the location. So I didn't push it anymore. June 2023 came. And I was partnered with the young man, Yusuf. Shout out to Yusuf. And we did a Kings and Queens body movement class. And that's what the man came to the class. Mm-hmm. And again, I started to see the feedback. Mm-hmm. I was like, wait. In between that time, I found a new studio, and that's when I did your one-on-one. So I did a one-on-one with you. I did a one-on-one with 2 other ladies. And I'm like, there's something here. Like, they're crying in the class. There's something here. But I'm like, what is it? Because books didn't teach. Like, colleges don't teach what I was doing. Your experience was a purpose tapper for me. Because I couldn't make that up. And you and I never interacted in that space.
Right.
So the fact that you felt safe in that moment, I was like, I think I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I really do. So I just think I learned to expound on that and continue to provide that safety. But as I started to do the research of like the mental health behind the body movement, that's when the studies started to really kick in. That's what edged me to go back to school because our communities don't know wellness. And they're suffering because of oppression and poverty. So I'm in school for social work. So it all came full circle where body movement was a way to get people to come meet me. It was like, oh, I'm Angelica. Here's what you need. And it was like, yeah, I like this. So it's just helped me expound upon what people deserve. I think the moment that I had with you, I think that's when the purpose kicked in. Because after that class, what did you do? You bought my what?
Your book.
After that, I was like, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I think this is it.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have a precursor. You weren't prompted for the class or prepped for the class. So when I saw that you were able to come to the class, experience that relief, learn about vulnerability, and I had a tool to put in your hand to continue the effects, I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I could have did it for free. And I cared about your results. I cared about how good you felt that day. I cared about seeing you be safe enough with yourself to let it out and say, give me that book just because my books are workbooks.
Yeah.
That's when I knew. I was like, oh, okay, there we go. Well, what do I need to do to better this craft?
Yeah.
And what do I need to do to make sure that I'm serving people the best that I can? Because it's cool to be gifted. Like, you're gifted with hair. You're like, y'all got this. Like, I can't do hair like that. This is a gift for y'all. But it doesn't hurt to get more education about hair and the skin and follicles, right? So for me, I'm like, okay, you got the base. But going back to school will just help give you more information. So when I do things like that, I can better serve people. So I think that's when I knew. After I had that class with you, that was 22. That was 22.
Look at the Lord.
I'm for real. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's crazy.
22. I was like, this is it right here. This. And then when I do my big girl recess events too.
What's that?
Oh, boy. So Big Girl Recess started right before COVID. It was 2019. I was a stay-at-home mom. I was very, depressed, if you will, because I was at home with a toddler all day who was very high energy. And I was like, oh, my God, what do I do? How do I not pull my hair out? And I said, you know what? I just want to have fun. Like, y'all remember we would be in recess and you just be a kid. You're not thinking about homework. And I'm like, adults need to be big kids again. I'm like, we need to be big kids again. So pretty much I said to a few ladies, I put up a post and I'm like, yeah, I want to come kick it with me at the park. And we barbecued and had sorry, Uno, shoots and ladders,
Sounds fun.
just games, right? And we had a little liquor. I got a little liquor. And, it was nice. We were just having a blast. Played kickball, and then COVID hit the following year, so we didn't do it. And then I got separated the following year, so I needed the time to process that. 22, we did not do anything, but 23, we came back together, and they loved it. New people came, and I was like, we are really on to something. So then I started to create different events. So we did a ladies' night where we did self-care bingo. We had vendors, Mary Kay. We did karaoke. When I started doing karaoke, everybody's like, when's your next event? I was like, oh, they like this.
No Black people like karaoke.
Man, I had a panel with DJ YK just to speak from the men's perspective about mental health and why having a healthy, healed mom is helpful. Just the different events that Big Girl Recess provides, I've learned nurture people's inner child so they can be healthy for where they are now. So when I piece all that together, the body movement, the events, I'm like, this is just a space to give people what they need to cater to their mental health.
Yeah.
So it's been little puzzle pieces along the way or when I knew. But when those moments kept having a certain effect, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you can't control that. Look how they reacted.
Yeah.
And then the reaction was the same from different people. That's how I knew. I'm like, because every time I would have an event, it would be over. And I was like, okay, guys, thank y'all for coming. And nobody would leave.
Yeah.
They would just be there standing around talking.
I swear, because you don't want it to be over, because you like, this feels so
Yeah, I'm like, they're still here. One event, Friendsgiving, I cooked. The ladies came, and the aunties came up. Like, the 40-year-olds came out, and I was shocked. Like, they like this, too? That started at 7. Ladies didn't start leaving until, like, 11. And the last bit left at, like, 2. I was like, oh. So when that kept happening, that's when I said, okay, so this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is it. So that's how I found out.
dope.
I said, whoa. It took like a long time, but it did.
But you were doing stuff all along the way, like just piecing it together.
Yeah. And you got to be okay. You got to be willing to piece it together.
Yeah.
You know, like I told you, don't rush yourself with your emotions. I'm learning, like, don't rush yourself with your journey. Like, every day, just take it bit by bit and ask God what He has planned for you. Because He already has it written down. I learned that in Psalms today about how He's written down every step that you're going to take. So I need to be asking Him, what step you want me to take today? Yeah. So,
and I also saw somewhere that He factors in your failures too and your success. He already knows.
He's like, she going to do this because she going to do this and do this. And then let's do this. And
I know what she going to do that, because that's what I was saying on the last episode. I said, you know, I'm not a good student. He gonna teach me something, but he already know how I am, so you know I'm gonna stray away a little bit. I'm come on back, but I'm there.
That's love that He factors in the mistakes. But you know what? I'm like that with my son. I've had to learn his brain. So I'm like, because I know he's more likely to do that, let me make these extra 3 steps to cover what I think he'll do.
Oh, that's good.
If he doesn't do it, good for him, and I'm going to celebrate him when he doesn't do it. I'm going to bring it to his attention. Baby, you didn't do this time. You're growing. Good for you. But if he does, I'm not beating his tail because he did it.
Right.
You know, He does that with us too.
I swear. Because in the Word, them Israelites was real disobedient.
Jeez.
They was stressing me out. Yeah.
They was like, we ain't really got back to slavery. Well, we had 3 meals a day.
I was like, he is trying to take you to the promised land. You would rather go back to slavery?
Moses, you ain't even give us no food. We was out here, man. In Egypt, we had it. Like,
shut up. And that's why y'all was out there for as long as y'all was out there. Goofy.
I mean,
y'all could have been over.
But
he factored all of that in. And y'all still made it to the promised land eventually. But it's
Jesus.
A minute. I
Jesus. No, really, though, for real.
I could have probably already.
No, really. But you know what? We got to give ourselves grace. Because at least we're willing to learn.
Right.
Some people are never willing to learn.
Right.
You gotta learn.
At least we're willing to learn and be like, okay, don't do that again. Here's why.
Last thing. I was real mad reading the Word because Moses did all of it with them. And endured all of that complaining and all of that disobedience. And he didn't even get to cross over into the promised land with them. Absolutely. Now, that's one little bone to pick that I get with you, Lord. I don't understand that.
Think about it, though. Okay. Moses clearly was equipped to be in the wilderness with them. He was the leader that they needed for the wilderness. Joseph, no, not Joseph. What's his name, Lord? What's the J man? It's a J. Joshua. There we go. Joshua was like, girl, look, Joshua was Moses' mentor. So Joshua was called by God to lead them after they hit the promised land. But it's like Moses, it wasn't God's will for him to
So he couldn't even go over there?
It was his will to get them through.
Dang.
Because Moses cared enough to see God on behalf of them. He was like, Lord, your kids acting up again.
Moses, you were a jewel.
Big up to you.
For real.
Big ups to you.
I've been like, I'm going to see his day on
Big ups to you. And then you got to consider where Moses came from. And dude was practically like an adopted kid.
Yeah.
He didn't have the sense of real belonging until he found out, this not my mama. So that was a whole lot of stuff he had to work through. So maybe for him, these my people. If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to just try to get him through this little piece right here.
And then be like, all right,
now I'm about to die. Y'all do good. Listen to him. Listen to him. I'm about to die. I mean, but it was intimidating for Joshua because he was like, these people don't know me.
They don't know
me. They know Moses. And they don't want me. They want Moses.
It's because Moses put up with a whole lot.
He did. Jesus. This has been phenomenal.
I'm so glad you came.
I'm so proud of y'all, man. Louisville needs stuff like this. Louisville needs a couch where we speak real, but you give people a chance to learn and grow.
We like to talk real and learn.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
Because everybody's still on some type of journey.
Absolutely.
On the couch.
You're going to be on a journey until you leave this earth. So if you can learn while on that journey, why not?
Bottom line.
Sit on the couch, have a little glass.
It's cute in here. It is so cute. I like it. It's real cute in here. I do. Y'all so chill. Y'all so chill.
It ain't no, a whole bunch of razzle dazzle.
That's right.
Just a little bit of razzle dazzle. A little bit. You know. Tell them where they can find you, what you got coming up.
Okay. Well, if you all are on Instagram, it is Growing Woman Tips. Okay. If you're on TikTok, same thing. Growing Woman Tips. Y'all will find some laughing. I like to laugh, I may give tips every now and then. I'm not as active on social media because I'm in school and these books got me in a chokehold. Like, they not playing with me. So when I do post, enjoy it. If you're on Facebook, Angelica, Angelica Williams. Again, I don't post a lot on there either. Then that's fine. This is season, I do plan on starting body movement classes back in the summer. So definitely follow me on those outlets, okay? Big Girl Recess is another outlet on Instagram. So if you want to see what I got going on, look at that. Once I finish school and I start classes back up, I'll be sure to post ahead of time so you all know where to find me. I do have people book me for like their organizations or their jobs to teach body movement corporately. I do accept those.
Or their podcasts.
I do those as well. So that's how y'all can find me. I'd love to connect with you.
Yeah. Y'all, please go and follow her on all of the platforms and keep an eye out for what she's got going on. Yeah. And also head over to WeThemGirls.com and you can find all of our platforms and what we got going on listed over there. And get you some merch while you over there.
Got a little merch.
We got some merch.
I need to get
and support your girls.
I need to get some of that. Yeah. I need to get some of that for some time.
Yeah, we got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got house shoes. We got leggings, we got mugs.
I need house shoes.
We all need house shoes.
I run through them.
You can never have enough pairs of house shoes.
You scoot your feet.
They just over.
Yeah.
But that's how some house shoes.
That's gonna boost my self-esteem.
They're cute too.
Yes, I am them, girl.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
This has been so fun.
I love it.
So enlightening.
Yeah.
Y'all, tap in.
Do.
And we'll be back next week. Audio on Wednesday, visual on Thursday. We love y'all.
Love it.
Bye.
This podcast is produced by B. Haywood for Confirmed Podcast Network.